what's the state of the fuel now? Is it pretty safe, would you say? The most modern...
you mean the fuel itself, or
Yes.
how the reactor is engineered?
Let's say both. Let's say both.
So, well,
Where are we
it's
now?
a nuclear fuel. If you leave it outside, it's not safe for anybody. Well, not really the one we use, because we use more controlled fuel. I'm sure you've heard of enrichment.
Yeah.
So in reactors, they use enriched fuel, and we use the unenriched, the depleted fuel, because it's just for research purposes. There's no reason to put us in risk when we work on that. So
and there's no risk whatsoever in your line of work?
There's always some risk, but there's so many fail-safes and so many barriers that we use that it's highly unlikely.
Do you test for radiation?
Yeah, always. Like whenever we do radioactive work, there are a bunch of monitors that that's operating while we're doing the work. So if something happens, that is being detected within a second. And then after we're done, we have to frisk ourselves to see if we have residuals and stuff like that. So
have you ever had an incident where...
it's not really an incident. Sometimes you can get artifacts. I was in Los Alamos for a few months, and it was raining. So sometimes when water gets stuck to your feet, some residuals from the lab can stick to it. And then when you want to go outside, you freeze yourself, and that the whole parameters are up the charts. So that's something but it was a minor incident. So something... But it's very well controlled and handled.
Has it always been well controlled, or 30 years ago it was 40? People used to get cancers and stuff.
Yeah.
Do you think now it's relatively safe? You don't fear that you might, God forbid, get cancer or something?
It's been pretty safe for the past few decades. All those incidents that are known or people heard of are fairly in the distant past. Mostly after maybe the 40s, 50s, 60s, when they have very lax rules and regulations. I don't know if anybody know that movie about a fat child, or the name. This movie shows the way they had done the experiments on what they call devil's ball, something, which is pure plutonium, and you can see in the movie that they were very, very lax, and everything was okay, and they had very little barriers to protect themselves. And
so what happened to them?
At some point they just went out of control, and one of them got exposed to a lethal dose, and he died.
Oh wow!
I think that was in the
late
States? 40s. Yeah. It was I think Los Alamos, if I'm not mistaken. Was either late 40s or early 50s. I'm spacing on the name of the guy, but he's well known. The one of two guys that actually died from exposure.
I'm sure in Russia that probably happened all the time. Soviet Union, but nobody knew why.
Nobody knew why.
He just didn't come back from work.
The result was Chernobyl. Yeah. That's true. But a lot of other people got sick. Yeah.